Hello and welcome to The Load-In, a United Theater podcast with me, your host, Lee Metzger. I am very, very excited to welcome you all to a very, very special episode. We will be talking to Kailey Shea, the visionary behind Speakeasy Choir, and we'll be getting into a little bit more about what exactly that is today on The Load-In. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. It's still me, and now I'd like to introduce you all to a very special guest, Kailey Shea. Hello, Kailey.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
Now, Kailey, you are a musical person. What's your background?
Yeah, so I grew up in the Pawcatuck, Westerly area, so I've been a child musician, kind of growing up through the Stonington Public Schools. I did singing for my entire life and went to school for that. So that was, I guess, what you call my primary instrument. And I sang with the chorus of Westerly since I was 7 years old. And then I also play a little bit of violin too. And I grew up in the Westminster String program with Kathy Monroe and took my violin skills as well and kind of do that on the side as leisurely play / sometimes.
Shout out to Kathy.
Yeah. Kathy Monroe. She's so great.
So you went away for school and then you came back?
Correct. Yes, I went to Gordon College up in the Boston area.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you back?
Well, I guess that would be my husband, Larry
It was a
Shea.
boy.
It was a boy, yes. Which is funny because I'm the one who's from here. But he's the one who fell in love with it here, and he's like, it's great. Like, the music scene is great in Boston, but if we are going to do this thing and get married, we got to go down to your hometown.
And you're like,
I love it there.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. I mean, it's true. It's the most beautiful place on earth, in my opinion. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Were you excited about coming back?
I was really excited about coming back. Yeah, I've always been a homebody. And I think just the young college student in me really liked the bustle of Boston. But
Sure.
I mean, then we're talking 2020 when I graduated from college, so it wasn't really bustling because nothing was during COVID.
Yeah, there was something going on in 2020.
Yeah,
what was
right?
That? Yeah.
Something big kind of shut down the world for a bit. But
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah, COVID.
And then so you met your husband, Larry Shea, who also performs in Speakeasy Choir.
Correct.
Among
Yes.
other things, he's also a fabulous teacher. He's an educator here at the United Theater Music School, which is incredibly cool. Over 300 students come through there weekly. It might actually be up to 400.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
it's
incredible.
wild. If you have a kid who wants to be musically gifted, they might already be musically gifted, but if you're trying to hone that instrument, come on down to the United Music School and we can make something happen there.
Kids growing up here don't know how lucky they are to have that. If I had the United when I was growing up, oh my gosh, I would love it so much. It's such a great hub.
So I also grew up around here.
Okay.
I took saxophone lessons at Rossi Music.
Yeah.
Shout
Rossi
out.
Music. I remember Rossi Music.
Oh, yeah.
Rented my violin there.
Mm-hmm.
Great times.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I rented a saxophone, and I think mostly that saxophone just sat in its case.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, see, my parents would take my phone away and take TV away in order to make me practice.
Wow.
Yeah, which I'm thankful for.
It
in
worked.
the long run. It worked. I love it now.
Yeah.
Now. It's the instant gratification, wasn't
right.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay that it's not there.
I don't know. I disagree. If I'm not good at something immediately, then it's not worth my time.
Yeah, you just give up.
Yeah, I immediately give up.
Good luck in life.
Thanks. I really need it. For some reason, things aren't going so well. But one thing that is going really well is Speakeasy Choir.
Yeah.
So what is Speakeasy Choir?
Yeah. So if you've ever heard of bar choir, it's basically adults 21 and up, obviously, coming out and learning how to sing a pop, rock, Motown song, whatever it is that we pick. And we'll teach you how to sing in parts, so a little bit of harmony, a little bit of melody, and it's kind of a choose your own adventure. So if you've never sung before, we'll have kind of an easy track for you to follow and, guides to help you along with that. And if you've sung with the chorus of Westerly for years and years and years and you just really want to challenge yourself with like fun harmonies, I also create options for that. So it's an arrangement created by me and my husband Larry Shea, and we make it really fun. We teach you the music. We also play like games and have trivia, and there might have been like throwing of candy at people at the last one, and they loved it. We gotta channel the middle school teacher, you know what I mean?
It comes out in different ways.
Yes, it does.
I did attend the Speakeasy choir last Yuletide season. What song did we sing?
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
That
right?
sounds right.
Yeah.
And I was the recipient of a sweet treat because I got a question right.
You did. Do you remember the question?
I remember what it was.
Okay.
It was who wrote and performed Feliz Navidad, which of course, as we all know,
is
Jose Feliciano.
Oh yes, that sounds right.
And
I don't
we
remember
both
off the top of my
remembered
head.
it. But yeah, no, it's a super good time, and I myself, I don't consider my wife and I always talk about this. Like, we are not, what we do when we sing is not, it should never be considered music. But I do think we are hitting the notes, but it doesn't sound like music.
Interesting.
You know what I
think
mean?
Music is any sound that is joyful, so I'm sure you are making music, but
That rules.
Yeah.
I'll tell her. That's going to
There
be
you go.
really big for my wife.
I mean, and it's great too because the ultimate, the final performance that we give is with a big band. And so, I mean, it's us in the tiny gallery down there, like singing our hearts out, and the band just like blasting all that sound at us.
Oh.
So
Yeah, the energy is given and reciprocated. It's a great evening. So how does the evening actually function?
yeah,
So you get there.
You come in. It's great if you bring a friend because then you have a buddy, and you go up and you pick out your signature drink, which comes with your ticket that you need to get into the event, and pick out your drink. You are going to get the music when you come in, which is not sheet music. So if you've like never read music before, don't worry. It's literally just lyrics and like instructions that I kind of teach throughout the night. You get that, get your drink, kind of mingle around a little bit, and then we'll start with warm-ups. So I'm a middle school teacher, so I love choosing like the most obnoxious warm-ups ever. And if you walk into Speakeasy during warm-ups, you get there a little bit late and you've never been to Speakeasy before, you're like, what the heck is happening? Like, it's a little bit of madness, but
Controlled.
Yeah, controlled madness, of course, that as we do. And I'll make it kind of related to the song, so I'll warm up your voices and just make you kind of experience the proper sounds of singing, and then we'll do like a tongue twister warm up because that's great mixed with alcohol.
Should we do a warm up right now?
Should we do? Oh, you want to?
Yeah,
do
you
one
want to
right
do
now?
one?
Okay.
Yeah,
all
like
right.
what's a fun warm up that we can do that won't blast out these microphones?
Okay, let's do a diction one.
Okay.
'Cause that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So you start with the word minimum.
Minimum.
Yep.
Mhm.
And we're gonna sing it in a 5-pattern scale.
Okay.
So 5-note scale. So minimum, 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 minimum. You wanna
Okay.
try it? Yeah.
Minimum, 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 minimum.
Dude, you pitch match. What are you talking about?
I'm hitting the notes. I wouldn't say it's music.
Yeah, you're hitting the notes. You're singing, and okay, that is music.
All right,
but
I'm
it's
not gonna
fine.
lie. That was pretty joyful.
Good. And then now we switch to cinnamon.
Okay.
So same note, cinnamon. Here we go.
Cinnamon, 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 cinnamon.
And then we go to a half step up and a little faster. Ready?
Cinnamon, 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 cinnamon.
Now remember minimum.
I do.
Okay, so now we're gonna go cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon.
Okay.
Ready? Okay.
We're starting with cinnamon.
Start cinnamon.
Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, ready.
Cinnamon,
Cinnamon, minimum,
cinnamon,
cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon. A little faster and go up. Cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon. We'll go down for your voice, and we're gonna go to minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum. So minimum first. Got it? Ready? And minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum, cinnamon, minimum. Yeah, it normally turns into like cinnamon at the end.
So all you have to do is just now have a couple drinks, and then that it's going to be
great.
easier, right?
It's even better when I'm leading it and I've already like drank my entire drink because I'm so thirsty from like talking and singing.
Sure.
And then Yeah, and then I have to lead it.
So
that's great.
That was incredibly fun and probably the best time that I've had all day.
Wow.
And that's just how the evening begins.
Yeah.
So what happens now that we're all warmed up?
So now that we're all warmed up, we'll have our piano accompanist, and I'll also have Larry Shea, guitar extraordinaire, with
Shout out
me.
Larry. Larry couldn't join us today.
No, yeah, left me all alone.
That's all right.
It's okay. But we will start by kind of running through the song, which is going to be Ain't No Mountain High Enough. So crowd favorite. And we'll sing through it, and everyone's just going to interact with it like the way they know from singing it along to it on the radio and like at a wedding or whatever.
Sure.
And then we'll kind of part assign. So I'll say, okay, like if you want to sing like the Marvin Gaye part, like the lower part, we're going to get you over here. If you want to sing the higher part, we're going to get you over here. And we're going to practice it in the 2-part type of thing. And then when that starts feeling good, maybe I'll sprinkle in a little bit of harmony here and sprinkle in a little bit of harmony there. And then I might switch groups because I keep people on their toes. And then it's been a lot of singing for a little while. People need a break. We'll take a break, get another drink, play a little game, come back, add more layers in, just keeping people singing. And Larry tells really bad jokes. I don't know how much you know Larry, but like they're bad. If you like dad jokes, then you'll be entertained.
We haven't had the pleasure of having a full moment between Larry and I.
So maybe one dad joke, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I was very, very pleased with his performance at the last Speakeasy that I went to. His acumen for dad jokes is incredibly high.
Yes. Yeah, it's huge. So
it's art.
You'll experience that for sure if you come. But yeah, I mean, the whole purpose of the event and something that I really love about it is that it's multi-generational.
Yes.
So there's people who like just turned 21, 22, hanging out and having a blast, and also talking with people who are in their 70s and 80s and coming out just because they love the song so much. And I think that that's something that's really special. And throughout the event, we're really going to try to cultivate that and kind of intermingle people and grow that more.
It's a cool community. And it's I think that choral arrangements and being a part of a choir is such a good example of the sum. What is it? Greater than the sum of its parts. You know what I mean? Like when you sit down and you hear a chorus or a choir rather belt out some piece of music, it is way more impactful than just like one or even a handful of people doing it. And especially when you have the music accompaniment as well. So like when we performed Rock Around the Christmas Tree, or Christmas Tree Rock, or whatever it was. Jingle Bell Rock.
Was it Jingle Bell Rock?
Was it?
I thought it was Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
No, you're right. I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's okay. We're all wrong sometimes.
This is devastating. I'm so embarrassed. I'm humiliated. But yeah, you have this room of people who were strangers 45 minutes earlier, and now you're all in unison, like crushing it in 3-part harmony. It's awesome.
Yeah, and just like hearing the other groups like hit the parts that we talked about and just like feeling so proud of those complete strangers before. Yeah, it's such an awesome picture. And I think a lot of people don't get a lot of experiences in choir. Obviously, we have people from the chorus of Westerly come out who like know what it is to be in a chorus and just love it and sing all the parts. But I think for people who have like never really experienced that before can just see that joy and understand it so much more and seek it kind of teaches you that you can still make amazing music and have musical contributions even if you think you couldn't before. Yeah. Which is beautiful.
Yeah, it's attainable.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to be classically trained. You could just have a can-do attitude and want to have a couple drinks.
Absolutely. Yeah, we love it. We love the drunk singing. It's so funny.
It is. So Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye and Tammy.
Oh my gosh.
Tammy. Sorry,
You're gonna have to look it up. You're gonna have to look it up. Tammy's right. I know Tammy's
Tammy.
right.
I want to say, is it Tam? Do we have like alliteration here? No.
I don't think it's a T.
Tammy Terrell.
Oh, it is.
It's a double T.
There you go, Tammy Terrell.
Shout out
sorry,
Tammy. Sorry,
Terrell.
Tammy.
I'm gonna look up Tammy Terrell now and listen to her on Spotify.
Let's see.
Just to
do
her good.
Do like the bare minimum.
Yes.
Maybe I'll cut all that out.
Big Jews.
Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Mm-hmm. Do you know the date offhand?
Of
I might
when?
have. I think
was
it's
recorded.
No.
June 14th.
June 14th.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were gonna ask me another piece of trivia.
So
I was gonna get it wrong.
when was the exact date? And where?
And where did they record? Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
No Tone Classic.
Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell, June 14th with Kailey and Larry Shea. We've got a whole band up there, yeah?
Oh yeah, yep. Emma Baccarelli is on keys. She's wonderful, recent graduate of UConn. Her mom, actually, Kathy Baccarelli, who taught in the position I'm in now in Griswold, and she also plays horns with Boston Rock and Soul. I want to say it's Evan Wood on drums, but it might not be. He might have gotten a sub. Mm-hmm. But really just awesome musicians who gig all around Eastern Connecticut and Rhode Island, ready to tear down the house.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sorry, we forgot to say how the night ends.
Oh, how does the night end?
The night ends. So after we've learned all the music and we've had our fun, the band comes up. They're going to play the song. We're going to practice it through once. And the first time is really just like, jaw-dropping, where you hear how fantastic the band is and how fantastic you sound with the band. Mm-hmm. And then we do one final take. We'll all sing it together. And at that point, we just watch a show. They'll put on a little show for us and get another drink, talk with the friends that you just made about how amazing the night was. And then it's a wrap. And
then you take it on the road.
Yeah.
And then all 45 of you will walk out and walk down Main Street. We'll shut the Main Street down.
Yep. And we'll do a parade.
We'll get on the back of somebody's car. Yeah. I cannot recommend this event enough. We all came, as I said, 14 times this episode. All of us from the United came and did the Speakeasy choir in December, and it ruled. So highly recommend. Kailey, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Here is the part of the show. Do you want to stick around for the end?
Oh, I'd love to stick around.
Because
I'm
fun.
Excited.
This is very fun.
I'm slightly nervous.
I always forget to do this before the show, but at the end of every episode, I'll go on to Apple Podcasts and I'll see if anyone has written a review for me to read on air.
Okay.
And let's see. And no one wrote a review. So if you would like to hear your review read aloud live to tape on the load-in, please go to Apple Podcasts and give us as many stars as you think we deserve, and write a review, and I'll read it online, and I'll shout you out.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave you a review right now.
So far, the only person who has left a review was someone who has been on the show. So at this point, if I get all of my guests for a review, boost those numbers a little bit.
I got you. Yep. We'll start the train going.
All right, cool.
For more stuff. But
well, tune in next week to hear Kailey's review of the show that she's on.
Yes.
Kailey, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything that you want to plug yourself? You've got any shows coming up or anything like that?
I'll plug Westerly Pops. I mean, everyone knows about it because the fireworks and stuff like that, but actually the chorus of Westerly is putting on a stunning performance. I mean, the music that we have for you is incredible. And then additionally, Larry and I's new band that we've co-started, featuring a lot of the musicians that are going to be at Speakeasy, Shoreline East. We are performing at the pre-show for Pops on Saturday, June 22nd. So
Saturday, June 22nd.
That's it.
Shoreline East, great name. First of all,
thank you.
Killer. Are we train fans?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I'm always on trains. I love trains.
Trains are fun. Amtrak, love it.
I love trains. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll be back next week with more The Load-In. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the United Theater Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode, we encourage you to subscribe to our show so you never miss an episode. And if you could take a moment to leave a review, we'd greatly appreciate it. Your feedback helps us create content that you love. So hit that subscribe button and leave us a review, and we'll see you on the next episode.